As the 2020 GlassCar season progresses into now our 7th race, it brings us to perhaps the most unique track that's on the course, or at least the most unique we've seen so far. That is the first circuit of the Sacred Hills City Grand Prix. If you look at the qualifying results on the left side of your screen, Dragon's Tail will be your pole sitter, followed by Nitro, Rattlesnake, Rainforest, and Penguin, the top 5, all the way down to Canarium and Volcano, who both finished over 2 seconds off the pace. And with that, we welcome you to today's race. Glad to be here with you, friends. I'm Keanu Biedrzycki as we continue into our 7th race now of the 2020 GlassCar season. As I said, very interesting course, which is going to go from lower on the course there up to the top, and then through a zigzag portion of the course, which is there in the black with the red and white stripes. There is a chicane, a couple of chicanes actually in the middle of this course, which will force our drivers to make a decision on where they want to go. Championship standings on your screen right now. 1 point lead between Canarium and Rattlesnake. Ivory, Nitro, and Rainforest are the top 5, so it'll be interesting to see and a good idea to keep an eye on all 5 of those drivers in addition to those who are in the lead and up toward the front, whether they are at the top of our championship standings or not. It's a 19-lap race. And with that, we are ready to go. They are underway as the green is displayed on the top of the starting post. And almost as always, it looked like for a second there, Dragon's Tail was going to have a hard time keeping the lead. That's not the case, though. Now, up and over a couple of different collisions there as they will kind of settle out there. It is Rattlesnake right on the tail of Dragon's Tail, followed by Canarium. The 1, 2, 3 are right there. Angel is in 4th. Penguin rounds out the top 5. Tried to make a move, did Canarium. Did not work. Went to the inside and will remain in 3rd place, and a pass for the lead. Rattlesnake and now Canarium both going to go by Dragon's Tail, who has a hard time with that chicane and getting out of the zigzag portion of the course. And the lead is 1.6 seconds now between Rattlesnake and Canarium. All the way back now to Ivory and Volcano. Again, Volcano struggling. And now it is a battle for 2nd and back from there as Nitro going to make a pass for 4th on Angel. Trying to come up on Canarium and Dragon's Tail. Canarium still in 2nd. And the lead, as now Dragon's Tail is going to take 2nd. Canarium drops back to 3rd. It is still a lead of over a corner right now. Pretty good size advantage for the leader, as you can see, coming through, although it was a nice turn there, coming out of the chicane for Dragon's Tail, trying to gain some ground on Rattlesnake, followed by Canarium, Nitro, and Angel. Lead is down to 0.7 of a second, and Canarium being pushed by Nitro now. It is tight there. Volcano has made up some spots, and making up some ground. Over the chicane, it looked like went Nitro. As we have a battle now for the lead. Rattlesnake still in the lead. Here comes Nitro with a little contact to Dragon's Tail. It is close as they cross the start-finish line. Entering lap 6 here. It is still a lead for Rattlesnake over Dragon's Tail. Dragon's Tail makes contact and makes the lead. Makes the pass to take the lead. Here comes Nitro and Rainforest are in 3rd and 4th as Rainforest moves up the leaderboard. Ivory continues to struggle. Top 5 in the standings, 12th on the track right now. As Dragon's Tail just ran the fastest lap of this race, a 22.871 to take the lead, but look at the pressure being put on, and the lead goes back to Rattlesnake. It is now 3rd place for Rock Slide, who's made some moves. Pacifica has dropped back to last. Rattlesnake, who has been in the lead for a good portion, is still in the lead right now. It is really tight, though, between 1st and 2nd. And right here is where there have been passes made. Not this time, though. Going to continue to lead will be Rattlesnake. Nitro going to make a pass, was in 5th. Gets up to 3rd as Dragon's Tail now takes the lead back. Nitro, Rock Slide, and Rainforest, Canarium, Angel all in it. Back to Penguin, Penguin, Black Shadow, Volcano, Ivory, and Pacifica. Dragon's Tail has gotten out to a lead of almost a second, just over 9/10 of a second. Nitro going to make a pass to get right back into third again. And everybody back to Penguin is right there with each other. They are spreading out just a little bit, not necessarily banging each other through every corner like you might have seen in previous races. You can see it's a pretty big lead between those first two. And it is still Dragon's Tail in the lead, and another pass is made. This time it's Rainforest getting past Nitro for a moment. And yep, still in front of Nitro as they make some contact. Rockslide and Angel making contact. That now was the fastest lap of the race. Dragon's Tail at 21.942. On the 10th lap, it's the fastest lap, and when you're in the lead, you love to get the fastest lap. It'll allow you to continue to extend your lead. Nitro has been making moves all over the place, kind of going back and forth, but able to make some passes past multiple marbles at a time. Right now running in fourth. It is still Dragon's Tail. Rainforest is now taking over second, side by side with Rattlesnake, who retakes second place for a moment. But when you are facing another marble going side by side and you're not in first and second, it allows that lead marble to extend their lead. It's now 2.5 seconds from Dragon's Tail back to Rainforest, who currently runs in second, has gotten away a little bit from Rattlesnake, as we are now into lap 13, and maybe Rainforest, top 5 in the standings, can make a run at Dragon's Tail. 11th in the point standings is Dragon's Tail, trying to pick up a win, and what a huge win it would be, as this is another pass. Rattlesnake retakes second, and we'll again try to focus in on that lead marble. It's a little shorter now. It was 2.5 seconds. It's down to 9/10 of a second. Not much in the back of the pack. Once you get past 8th, it's been pretty steady. Volcano has passed Black Shadow for 9th. But then Black Shadow, Ivory, and Pacifica all running in the back of the pack here. It's a pretty significant disadvantage for them. It's getting closer at the top of the leaderboard. It is still Dragon's Tail in the lead as we enter lap 15 now. 5 to go. Rattlesnake trying to do something. Might get a lap marble there, as you can see at the outset of going over the portion of the course where you have the self-propelling system. You can see Pacifica in view there. Dragon's Tail in the lead. Rainforest is retaken second place. Rainforest has a run. Rainforest going to make a pass for the lead. How about that move from Rainforest? And now here comes Dragon's Tail trying to take that lead back. They are tight. It is Dragon's Tail back in front. Nitro is going to take third away from Rattlesnake. A couple of great moves there. And the lead back up to 7/10 of a second. Was that the run that had a chance to take out Dragon's Tail? We're on lap 17 now, just 3 to go. A couple of really good runs there. One from Rainforest to take the lead, and then that good decision made, and now it is going to be a good use of the chicane. Rainforest takes the lead, trying to stretch it out. After all of that leading, we are going to go down to 2 to go, and it's going to be Rainforest who will take that move. 2 laps left. Rainforest is the leader, and by over a second, 1.2 back to the leader, or the former leader, Dragon's Tail. Here comes a chance to maybe pass Pacifica, who could potentially cause a problem. They're going to wave the blue flag there. Tell Pacifica to make sure to get out of the way. That's not the case, though. Pacifica staying right in front of the leaders. Oh, my goodness. Pacifica throws a block, and we go into the final lap, and it's going to come right down to it. Some contact goes between Dragon's Tail and Rainforest. They get by Pacifica. Dragon's Tail retakes the lead out of the chicane. Now you've got to advance and avoid Ivory. They are going to make more contact. Dragon's Tail is going to go into the final turn with the lead around the corner and across the line. It is Dragon's Tail that gets the win. Back to Rainforest second. Rattlesnake will take third. Wow, what a wild finish. As the lap cars, or about to be lap marbles, cause some issues. Nitro will finish fourth. Give fifth to Angel, Rock Slide, Penguin, and Canarium. Then Black Shadow, who repassed Volcano, who will end up 10th. Ivory is 11th, and a full 26 seconds behind is Pacifica, who will finish 12th. The winner is Dragon's Tail. What a run A pretty dominant effort, led the majority of the race. It was really between the top three. Dragon's Tail, Rainforest, and Rattlesnake, they were the ones who really led laps. Nitro continued to make good moves, but could never really get up there to have a chance to win it. So Dragon's Tail wins from the pole. Second time we've seen that now. Canarium did it as well. Biggest gainer was Rock Slide. Gained 4 positions overall. There were 3 that lost 3. That was Black Shadow, Ivory, and Pacifica. All lost 3 spots during the race. Fastest lap was lap 10 by Dragon's Tail, a 21.942, winning it by 1.4 seconds. And the updated championship standings, Rattlesnake is still the leader, or is the leader again, I should say, by 4 points. It's a 3-way tie between Nitro, Canarium, and Rainforest. And then Angel and Ivory in 5th and 6th. Dragon's Tail moves all the way up to 7th. Penguin is 8th. And on back from there, as we will have our finale to the season next week, and the championship is far from over. Here are some of the highlights. You saw Dragon's Tail. You knew it could be a good day for Dragon's Tail when you get out of turn 1, or even for that matter into turn 1 with the lead as the pole sitter. Able to use the chicane. Chicane became a very big part of this course. You can see here on lap 5 there was some contact between Rattlesnake, who had taken the lead, and Dragon's Tail, and that's where you see Nitro get in on the action. This was a race that had a lot of touching, there was not really any dirty moves. That was where the main action came, into that zigzag portion of the course, where the course turned from the normal gray to that black color. That was maybe the biggest contact of this race, racing for second between Rainforest and Rattlesnake. And they continued to battle for the majority of this race. Dragon's Tail had built a lead over 2 seconds at one point. But as we've seen throughout these races here, that is not always going to result in a continued dominant run. There have been a lot of large leads that have been cut very quickly. And you saw right there, going into the final lap, there was issues with Pacifica going into lap 19 and coming all the way through the lap. It actually, I think, cost the opportunity for a win for Rainforest, and so that's something that has to be taken into account. The blue flag was waved, which I believe meant that they were supposed to surrender their position. That didn't happen, and it ultimately provided an open door for Dragon's Tail, who led the majority of the race, to make that last lap pass on Rainforest, who will finish second. Third place to Rattlesnake, but again, they all aspire to be Dragon's Tail today, who gets the win here in our first trip to the Sacred Hills Grand Prix. Not necessarily in the championship contending area, as they were 11th in the points coming in, but definitely something that's going to allow them to build through the final race of this season and then into next year, as GlassCar will continue on, and we will continue on to our final race of the season. A championship is going to be decided, and it is anybody's guess as to who's going to win it. Rattlesnake will take the advantage, a 4-point lead into the final race of the season. And so until then, I'm Keanu Biedrzycki, and you've been watching GlassCar on Marble Fubeca.